Thank you, World Beat Band. Good morning, Jubilee. Welcome to this Labor Day edition of Jubilee. Please turn to someone next to you. Let them know that you are glad that they are here. Wave to the folks online. This is where we get the wiggles out before we get grounded. And as Stephanie has been doing, she has been reminding us that the restrooms are in the back of the cabin. Always reminds me of being on an airplane. The restrooms are in the back. It is Labor Day weekend. And of course, we're honoring all of those that labor, but I can't help but be drawn to the pun of labor and today's theme of becoming. Becoming. We are always in the process of becoming, and this beautiful community has experienced so many beautiful iterations of becoming. So I invite you to breathe intentionally, because we're so used to doing it automatically. To breathe again, intentionally, a becoming breath as we settle into sacred space. We're very honored that our own Michael Smith will be delivering the reflection later, and we'll be reflecting on our path of becoming. We'll be reading these words from the mystic Pierre Teilhard de Chardin as our way of furthering that becomingness. So I invite you to become even more. I'm just overusing that word, I know. And just settle in to these words. Trust in the slow work of God. Above all, trust in the slow work of God. We are quite naturally impatient in everything. To reach the end without delay, we should like to skip the intermediate stages. We are impatient of being on the way to something unknown, something new. Yet, it is the law of all progress that is made by passing through some stages of instability, and that it may take a very long time. And so, I think it is with you. Your ideas mature gradually. Let them grow. Let them shape themselves without undue haste. Don't try to force them on as though you could be today what time, that is to say, grace and circumstances acting on your own goodwill. What will make of you tomorrow? Only God could say what this new spirit gradually forming within you will be. Give our Lord the benefit of believing that his hand is leading you, and accept the anxiety of feeling yourself in suspense and incomplete. Breathe. Welcome to sacred space. And with that, I invite you to stand and sing. Let's get into the earth, y'all.
Thank you, Paula, Susie, Ryan, and the World Beat Band. Good morning, Jubilee. Well, it's good to be back. Last week, right before the service started, I got a call that an elder of mine was requesting my presence, getting ready to journey on to the next life. And when I got there, it's ironic that today's message is about becoming. Because one of the first things he said to me once I got there was, "You're becoming the new elder of who we are as a family and as a people." And we all are, he said. All of us are the elders of this next generation and what we're becoming and what we're bringing with us. And to breathe into this moment the reality of the growth that's happening in our lives and the things that are going on in the world and the things that we want to affect, change, positive change with what we understand to be knowledge and wisdom. So if you will, breathe into that moment and face with me to the east, please. Way away. Face to the south, please. Way away, away higher, away higher, away, away, away higher, away, away, away higher, away, away, away higher. Will high, oh, hey. Oh, face to the west, please. Way away, away higher, away higher, away, away, away higher, away, away, away higher. Away, 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 high, will high, oh, hey. Oh. Face to the north, please. Way away, away higher, away higher, away, away, away higher, away, away, away higher, away, away, away high, will high, oh, hey. Oh, and face to center, please, and breathe into this moment. And know, ancestors, that we stand before you today as a community in common unity with a vision to the future and becoming those elders of wisdom and knowledge and love and compassion. No, ancestors, we ask you to continue to whisper and sing into the wind so that we can continue to hear your voice and be guided and become the greatness that is the future of all life. And know that we see you and we love you and that we honor you in such a good way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh.
Thank you, Yona. Thank you for the work that you do. We bless you. We bless all those who are becoming into their new lives. Now we continue to stand and let us sing. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know where our money goes. It goes to feed the hungry, so I encourage you to come on up. Let's fill that basket.
Good morning, everyone. It's the time when we do Jubilee in action, and I'd like to invite the people up who would like to make announcements now.
Sorry. Apparently we played Nose Goes, and I get to go first. So I'm Portia, for those of you who don't know me. Hi. On Monday of this past week, a couple of us met at Plea Bourbon Winery and made some plans for Asheville's Pride Fest. So for those of you, yeah, it's exciting, right? I'm dressed for the gig this morning. So for those of you who are queer or queer adjacent, whatever that means to you, yeah, or you're an ally, you know, whatever words we use now. Anyway, please show up on the 21st with us, march a half mile with us carrying big flags that'll trail behind us. There will be crafting at Bill and Frank's house on the 18th. And if you are super interested, you can email Susie or Pat Huff, or Will's email address is on the back of the bulletin. And I think that's all I have. Yep.
Thank you, Portia. So another component of the Pride Parade is we'd all like to wear Jubilee t-shirts. So if you want to march and you need a t-shirt, please see me after the celebration. They're $20 a piece. I don't have all sizes, so I need to know if you need one and if I need to order it. We have many people, many women that are interested in forming a women's group. And I'm formulating the list of those people, and we are looking for a place to have our initial meeting. So if you want to be notified of that and want to join in, I'm thinking we may have enough people for 2 women's groups. So please see me, Susie at jubileecommunity.org. We're starting something new around birthdays. We've had a lot of people that have expressed, a desire to recognize folks that are having a birthday. And so our initial idea is to have a birthday dinner once a month that will be headed up by some person who is having a birthday that month. It could be you. All you have to do is get up and make an announcement. I'm an October birthday, and we're gonna have our dinner at such and such a restaurant on such and such a day, and then all October people can join in, and those who want to just celebrate them can join in. So the first one is hosted by Karen and John, back in the back, wave your hands. It's going to be at El Paraiso on the 12th. Oh, here, my phone just went dead. Okay, Thursday, September 12th at El Paraiso, which is up on Haywood Road at 6 o'clock. So it'll be announced in the newsletter as well if you need a reminder. I think that's it for me.
Real quick, I have a pair of glasses that were left on the pew. Some things I don't put in the lost and found box. So if you are missing a pair of, they have pink bows. Anyway, let me know. Otherwise, they'll be in the gray cupboard.
Thank you, Kathy. One motto that could belong to Jubilee is, we get by with a little help from our friends. Sort of an unofficial Jubilee announcement, but I could use a little help from my friends. If anyone happens to have a pickup or a large vehicle, I have to move some items today. I've spent the last week shutting down my business of 9.5 years. I have one more load, and I'm spent, exhausted, and I do not have another vehicle. So if anybody happens to have an idea, let me know. It would be great. Thanks so much.
Hey, good morning, Jubilee. This is Sally Carter from the Jubilee Singers. And I brought a friend with me. Oops, but he's fallen down there. He's a little fox. Let's see. Okay. Jubilee, you've got talent. All God's critters got a place in the choir, you know. Some sing low, and some sing higher, and some sing out loud on the telephone wire, and some just clap their hands or their paws or anything they've got now. Now, this September, we begin our rehearsals and our singing, and we are going to start this Wednesday with 3 subsequent Wednesdays at the Kenilworth Presbyterian Church for rehearsals from 6:30 to 8. And I know there's a group of singers that have been with us, and I know there's more of you who would like to be with us. So we want you to join us because you're the critters, two-legged, four-legged, and we're going to start. Then on the 22nd, we present our first song. So two-legged, four-legged, winged, furry, plain. Yeah, those. Please join us. Oh, sorry.
You're not done?
No.
So many awesome things happening around here. I have a pair of glasses that don't seem to work anymore, so if anyone... a lot of you think that I have been teaching music lessons for the last 10 years, but that is everywhere. But over the next few weeks, you can learn a whole new way that I have learned about living over the course of 67 years. And it is condensed into a practice that I teach. And over the next few weeks, you can learn this with the drum as your ally and music as your flying carpet. So come up and see me after, or go to the Jubilee website. And 20% of the proceeds will go to this community.
Okay, so just one more quick announcement, and that is we're restarting the social justice team. It's a real big part of our DNA, our culture, and it's been sorely missed. So there'll be announcements soon about when we're going to have a planning meeting, but in the meantime, I invite anyone that's interested in joining the social justice team, and several Jubilants have already come forward, to talk to me after today's Sunday service or to email me and let me know you're interested so I can put you on the email list to learn about when our first meeting will be. Thank you. Oh, and now Kathy Busse has a gift of outreach.
Thank you. Well, she already said my name. That was the beginning of my... At any rate, I am here representing the Outreach Committee. I've been volunteering with the Montmorenci Free Community Meal and Market. I have excluded the word meal. But I've been volunteering with the market here in Candler for the past year. It's an amazing man-a-partner agency, totally staffed by volunteers. I'm very happy to present this check for $1,000 to my friend Sherry Pierce, one of the coordinators who orders all of the food that comes through, and you will hear how much that is, what that means. This is Sherry.
First off, I'd love to thank you for this extremely generous donation. You have no clue what this means to me and our community and what I can do with this amount of money. So a little bit history into our meal and market that Jan Iannello started approximately 14 years ago, just a community meal. Hold it closer. Community meal on Mondays. Manna then asked if they'd be interested in providing extra produce and bread that Manna had and needed to get out to the community. And she said yes. So this is our 11th year of doing the market. I became involved as a member of the community needing the market. From the day one that I started going there, I was very impressed that it was a full choice market. I was not just handed a box of food, I was able to choose the food I wanted. And to people in need, you have no clue how much that means to us. It gives us a whole sense of dignity. And speaking from both sides of the table, that's important. And that's the thing I stress to continue doing. I started out probably 8 years ago volunteering. Jan had a meeting before one of our markets was starting and said that MANA wanted us to start a TFAP program, which is the Emergency Family Assistance Program, which is a government program. And that's the work. You gotta cross your T's and dot your I's and make sure you do your inventory and all the good things that come with it. And I raised my hand and said, yes, I will take over this program, run it, distribute the food, all that comes with it. And as everybody knows, in 2020, our world's changed. Pandemic happened, we had to change how we did things. We changed from a choice market to filling boxes, taking them out to everyone's cars. Our numbers jumped from 60 to 70 families a week to a high of 180. And scrambling to get food to these families and be able to order enough. And also changed our process from going to MANA and picking out our food to only being able to pick up our order. So it gave us less flexibility in what we could provide every week. Then in 2021, MANA said, okay, you can have a market, but it has to be outside. So we readjusted again to have an outdoor market, which creates a whole lot of the heat, the cold, whatever comes with it, hauling out tables, putting them up, every end of the market, taking them down, bring them back inside. In end of 21, my pastor came up to me and asked me if I would take over the market. Again, I raised my hand and said yes. So this is my third year of running it, doing the ordering, figuring out distribution, wrangling volunteers, all that comes with that. In 22, we finally were able to move back inside, which was a blessing for everybody, out of the heat, out of the cold, all the other elements. And as experience with Kathy, it seems once we get volunteers, they stay with us. We gained a lot of volunteers through United Way and their Hands-on Asheville program. They have stuck with us through the pandemic and are still with us. If you ever want to see what we do and what this does, please come. You want a tour? I'll happily give you a tour. You want to volunteer? That's even better. We can always use volunteers, and I'm shameless in asking for volunteers. This last week, 2 weeks, our numbers jumped drastically. We went from 116 families to 166 to 163 last week. And that is like 30-some%, which is huge. And now it just makes my job a little harder because ordering. But my goal is, as Kathy knows, is to never run out of food, that the first person gets food and the last person gets food. And that will always be my goal, and I try to, the great thing about MANA is all the produce is free. So I'm able to provide sometimes 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of produce on a Wednesday to families that desperately need healthier and better food in their diet. We provide everything from non-perishables to produce to bread to meat to dairy. I try to keep a personal care table available every week because that is also very important to the community. Like I said, thank you from the bottom of my heart for this check. And I truly, truly mean that. Kathy knows I mean that.
Thank you so much, Sherry and Kathy. So as usual, you're invited to go to the Western Wall for prayer and communion this morning. Diane and Yona are back there. And we're going to do something a little bit different today. As you may know, tomorrow, September 2nd, is the new moon. The new moon in Virgo. And a new moon represents new beginnings, so it's a particularly good time to plant seeds for the future. So we would like to invite you all to set intention today. Does everyone have paper and pen that was handed out this morning? And if not, maybe put your hand up and someone can get you some paper and pencil. If you don't feel like writing, you can just note something in your heart or in your head. But here's the invitation this morning. So as we think about what we'd like to intend, perhaps something new for the next month or so, I'd like you to not think about another task to add to your to-do list today, but to instead take a few moments to go into your hearts and ask yourself, perhaps, is there a new way of being? Or is there a way I'd like to show up in the world differently, to my family, to my friends? Is there something I'd like to create that comes from deep inside me? So maybe the band could do a little nice background music for a minute or two while everyone just takes a moment to go inside, ask your inner knowing what you might like to create or intend for the next month or so. Allow this to be something that makes you feel expansive, something that brings you joy, something that makes you tingle. And now you can choose to take your intention or your intentions and place them on your heart. Breathe into them, or if you'd rather hold them up as an offering, you can do that. And I'd like us all to take 3 breaths together into these intentions. Let's do that now. Breathing 1. And again. And again. Aho and amen. Repeat after me. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you.
For leading us in that and leading us deeper into ourselves. Now I invite you to stand and sing, and after we have finished singing, let's share God's love with one another.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be.
Listen now to these holy words. Ding. Thank you. For me, becoming isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving a certain aim. I see it instead as forward motion, a means of evolving, a way to reach continuously toward a better self. The journey does not end. Michelle Obama. Many of us have negative associations with change because the lack of control makes us uncomfortable and overwhelmed. We perceive change as something that has been done to us. The truth is that the more resistant we are to change, the more we convey, I want to stay the same. I don't want to grow. I don't want to give up my comfort zone or everything that I know. This refusal to explore uncharted terrain builds a lot of discord for most individuals. Think about how much energy you invest in this resistance. And then this reading that I've adapted from Elia Delio. If the whole evolutionary process, becoming, of which we are a part, is a via dolorosa waiting to give birth to its fullness, a yes to the crushing no of evil forces within it, then it is because love is within this process. The whole of evolution is love incarnate coming to be. Here, says Teilhard de Chardin, we have the truth that makes us free. There is a single mysterious divinity moving in the world, liberating unsuspected powers, promising and delivering more being, more unity, and more freedom. It is love active in creation, embodied in the universe. The object of evolution is that love should become manifest in the world, and the world should attain its final unification in love. We humans who are conscious are the synthesizers of the new creation. Heaven unfolds when we see this world for what it truly is, pregnant with love. Heaven is earth transformed to love. The suffering of earth is transformed into a foretaste of heaven when we see and hear from the inner center of love. This is ancient wisdom and holy word. All creation is wisdom and holy word. All creation sings wisdom. Hallelujah. Well, I felt a little awkward this morning knowing that my standing up here with my bald head might be distracting. So I think I'm going to cover it up with something that's a little calming. So just a very quick health update. Some of you know that I'm in a healing journey with an aggressive and treatable form of non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Wednesday this week, I had my third chemo treatment, 3 down, 3 to go, hallelujah. And I am just beyond grateful for the way my body is responding to this, apart from the conspicuous loss of hair and part of my mind. The symptoms have been relatively mild, and I'm just so energized by the support and love from many of you, so thank you. Today's theme, as you know, is evolving faith, becoming. I love it that Stephanie has continued to remind us that when we talk about faith here at Jubilee, we're not talking about some creed or doctrine that we're expected to adhere to. I love this saying that Patricia put up on our beautiful altar that says, faith is daring the soul to go beyond what the eyes can see. So when we talk about faith, it's really about where can our deep trust allow us to walk and allow us to rest. A therapist in Indianapolis 25 years ago told me, we live more deeply than we think. And what that means is, it's not our thinking, our conscious thought processes that shape our world, but it's that deep place where we really trust that is the real guiding energy of how we live. So today's theme, though, of evolving faith, becoming, is a reminder to us that even right now, after Stephanie's been with us for over 100 days now, we are still becoming. When I first realized that she'd been with us for over 3 months, I thought, well, dang, here's the song we should be singing, that sacred song that we always sing at the Wild Goose Festival. All of the hard days are gone. It's all beer and whiskey and songs from now on. Laugh at the darkness and dance until dawn. All of the hard days are gone. That's what we should be singing, right? Stephanie's here. We hired her to come, take control of things, make Jubilee great again. And at the very least, to take the lemon out of this liminal space where, wait, there's no lemon in liminal, but you know what I mean, to at least to help us through this. So, but that's not the song we're singing, because we are still becoming. And becoming is not because we're in trouble, but it's because we're following that flow that nature teaches us about growing and thriving and releasing and renewing and composting and constantly being refreshed. And that's where we are. So our Wo-Ya-Ya song reminded us today. Heaven knows where we're going, but we know we'll get there. So one way to illustrate this reality that we're always becoming involves just a quick snapshot look. And I'm going to start personal, so I hope you'll indulge me with this, but then we'll flow into Jubilee. So asking the question of at what point in our lives are we being, that is, have we arrived, or at what point in our lives are we becoming? Where is the being? Where is the resting and saying, hey, we are there? Where are the places that are continuing to signal that we are on the road of becoming? And this is as true for us as a community at Jubilee as it is for any of us individually who could go through our own photo albums and look at these beautiful times of being. And they remind us of the nature of a snapshot. A snapshot freeze frames for a moment a part of what is in reality a continuum. It's a flow. And each of these frozen moments, each of these captured beautiful points in our lives remind us of precious times, like when we had a camel in the foyer probably for blessing of the animals or something, I don't know. But each of these is significant in itself, but each is an indelible, lasting contribution to who we are becoming. And becoming we are. So I think a key question for me has been, see, my personal journey over the last couple of years, and especially since this diagnosis, has included buckets full of living in not knowing. Living in uncertainty. And so the question is, how do we find our way to rest, to trust in the midst of becoming, in the midst of not knowing? So there is just so much that cannot be known. I mean, look at it from a broad perspective. Can a caterpillar that's munching its way through leaves on a branch envision the possibility of flying? Could Neanderthal or even 12th century humans envision the Paris Olympics this year, an international space station, or our addiction to our cell phones and the amazing scientific advancements and the global environmental network now that's trying to save us from these celebrated advancements. No, we couldn't have envisioned those things, nor can we envision what's to come. Whether in the technological area, whether in our social and political environments, the forces of darkness and division, the great turning that is unfolding here, how all of that will fold together in the mystery, we cannot see. And so the question for us then remains, how do we rest in that not knowing? So it's not a matter of whether we will ride the river of uncertainty, but how we will ride that river. We can either ride it with fear and panic and terror and flailing and judging and blaming, or we have the option to that way of trust that allows us to find that sweet spot, the right blend of paddling when we can on that river and when we must, and trusting the flow in the places that we can't. And doing both of those with peace and trust. And when I think about the challenge of that kind of trusting, I wonder, what if Elia Delio and Teilhard de Chardin are right? That the energy that fueled the Big Bang, that gave birth to the cosmos, the energy that permeates everything that is, the energy that holds the cosmos together, the energy that guides us on our journey toward our destination. What if all of it is love? Creating, courageous, sustaining, guiding, renewing love. And that's where I want to believe. And that's the path that we're on. But even when I believe that, when I'm invited to trust the flow, to take a radical step of trusting, not knowing, trusting, becoming, I find that still there's that part of me that jumps up and wants to speak in a voice of fear or panic, or because I love comfort. I love the comfort of predictability, of some sense of continuity, some sense of cohesiveness. I'm coming to believe that it's possible for us in those times of conflict to be both honest and open, honest about what we're thinking, feeling, experiencing in our fear moments, and at the same time, open to the new way, open to the leap of trust. I'm really inspired by some of the stuff that's going on that's helpful to, I think, to organizations all over the country and around the world, and to communities like Jubilee. There are practices that are offering us the possibility of reprogramming our neural pathways, or reprogramming our heart pathways, to transform that impulse to fear and resistance into growing trust. So there are groups like, you may have heard of this organization, it's the Emergent Strategies Ideation Institute. Man, what a stiff-sounding organization, but listen to some of their core principles. I'm sorry, I've got to get some water. I've got chemo dry mouth or something. Listen to some of their core principles. See if I can catch up with where I was. Okay, yeah. I lost some of this stuff. All right. Change is constant. Be like water. Small is good. Small is all. Large is a reflection of the small. Less prep, more presence. Build resilience by building relationships, which says, folks, we need each other. This path of trusting is so countercultural that to deal with that on our own individually is like trying to swim up Niagara Falls, folks. We cannot do it. We need each other. So this is a scary space where we're invited to trust, invited to step into the flow, and our responsible minds are insisting we need to organize, plan, and control and protect this thing, whether it's our life or this beautiful community of Jubilee. And at the same time, our hearts are inviting us to imagine, to wonder, to listen to Spirit, to trust. So maybe here's our invitation today. One very practical thing we can do. When in the course of our own lives individually and facing our not knowing, or as a Jubilee community as we face our not knowing, when we are invited to step into the flow, to trust not knowing, to trust the becoming, when our impulse to grab onto control and fear again raises its head, to simply say, hello, friend. I recognize you. I recognize you, fear and uncertainty. And I love the way that you have tried to protect me and to protect us. So come with me. Let's take a risk. Take a risk of taking a leap and see what it's like to fall into the arms of love. Oh, yeah. So as we pass the bowls today, we're inviting all of us to sing. You'll have better sense. We're inviting all of you to sing with us. And remember that your giving at this time is the way that you support this ongoing journey of our coming. It's another way that you release and let go into the flow.
Strong.
only here for love. Michael, thank you so much for bringing so much joy to this journey. Thank you for your vulnerability, and thank you for lifting us up. Thank you. We lift you up and we bless you. We bless you. Jubilants, I invite you to stand. Let's sing ourselves out into this week.
mind, I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending a plan, staring at the blank page before you. Open up the dirty windows, let the sun illuminate the way.